What does the Democrat Party stand for? You know, we had to fight a civil war in the 1860s to defeat the Democrat Party when it stood for slavery, when it was abusing black people, and then it sought to break away from the Union. We had a great leader, Abraham Lincoln, a Republican. And we've had to fight the Democrat Party really before that point and to the point today. This is a party that's never embraced Americanism. It's a party that's always used racism for most of its existence against black people and other minorities, and today it has a strange sort of anti-white racism that you hear on TV and so forth. Joe Biden is the head of the Democrat Party. He speaks for the Democrat Party, and he says things to America and about Americans that no president has ever said, ever, even in the middle of a civil war, even in the middle of World War II. Joe Biden gives speeches in which he trashes the American people, just like Hillary Clinton does, just like Barack Obama does. That threesome, deplorables, white supremacists, insurrectionists, threats to democracy, racists, semi-fascists. This is new in American history. We're not used to hearing so-called leaders talk about the American people this way, or half the American people this way. It really started with Obama, and it was picked up by Hillary Clinton. And Joe Biden, he's not smart enough to think for himself. When he first came to the Senate, he picked up the language of the racists and segregationists, Eastland, among others, from Mississippi. Then he picked up the language and the hate of Ted Kennedy, which was used against conservatives and Republicans. And now, of course, he's picked it up from Obama and Hillary Clinton. And so this is what we're confronting in this election, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden's language, his attacks on the American people, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, they never spoke about the American people this way. They spoke to the American people, praised the American people, thanked the American people. But they despise us. The modern Democrat Party despises we, the people. They don't want to represent us. They want to rule over us. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Look at the candidates that they have nominated this year to the United States Senate. It is the most radical, hate America, anti-prosperity group of candidates in American history. Mandela Barnes, running in Wisconsin, who wants to open the floodgates of our prisons and let out criminals, including murderers. And down the list, ultra left-wing Marxists. Look at Raphael Warnock in Georgia, a complete radical leftist who's voted for high inflation, who's voted to not secure the border, who's voted for 87,000 new IRS agents to chase average Americans all over the country. Look at John Fetterman in Pennsylvania. He's a Bernie Sanders knockoff, if not worse. He wanted to open the prisons in Pennsylvania. He was on the parole board, voting by himself to let murderer after murderer out of prison. He said nothing about how he would secure the border, and all of a sudden he's for fracking, when we know he opposes fracking. He's a radical. Look at Sherry Beasley running in North Carolina, another hardcore leftist. These aren't so-called moderates. Look at Nevada. Catherine Cortez Masto, she's an incumbent. When she's silent, she's voting the party line, the Joe Biden radical line, the Schumer radical line, but she campaigns essentially on one issue, abortion on demand. That is partial birth abortion, infanticide. She thinks Nevadans are very, very committed to that, and that's her issue. Look at Arizona, Mark Kelly, probably worse than the out-of-the-closet radical Marxists. He pretends to be a moderate, a former astronaut, when in fact he facilitates the radical left's agenda in every respect. Look at Utah. You have a reprobate by the name of Evan McMullin. He was a Republican, a never-Trumper. Then he runs as an independent with the full endorsement of the Democrat Party, with the silent endorsement of rhino Republicans to try and take out Mr. Conservative in the Senate, Mike Lee. He's a disgrace. He's a chameleon. Look at Murkowski in Alaska. Her biggest backer is Mitch McConnell. They have poured $9 million into her race. She's running against whom? Under their bizarre system that Murkowski put in place, a solid citizen candidate who's a conservative, Kelly Tshibaka, who's backed by the Republican Party of Alaska. But the Kentucky Senator, Mitch McConnell, wants Murkowski. She's a sure vote for him. Look at New York for governor, Hochul. Hochul is a disaster. She wasn't elected the first time around. She is pro-criminal. She is pro-illegal immigrant. She's pro-taxes. She's just not pro-New Yorkers. Look at Whitmer in Michigan. She's running against a terrific candidate. Whitmer is pro-lockdowns. She would be great as a dictator in Michigan, but Michigan has a constitution, and she's not free to be a dictator despite her best efforts. Look at Wisconsin, Tony Evers, a complete radical leftist lightweight in the state of Wisconsin, and I could go on and on. So the Democrats have put up for candidates for the Senate, for the House, and for governor the most radical people that they could find. Why? Why? Because they want to fundamentally transform America. Don't you remember what Barack Obama said? And they're doing it. The borders are wide open. 5 million foreigners have come into this country. Where are they? What are they doing? What are their backgrounds? The drug cartels in Mexico, getting fentanyl from the communist Chinese. They control our southern border. Why? Because Biden's allowing it. What have any of these Democrats said about it? Next to nothing. What have any of those Democrats who seek re-election done about it? Absolutely nothing. What are they going to do about inflation? They created inflation. They said they want to spend more. They say more deficit spending will reduce inflation. Really? They're not only economic illiterates, they are ideological fools. And they're going to keep pressing their agenda. Now, you folks are going to have less heating oil this winter. Maybe you don't know it yet, but you will. You can thank the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is at war with oil. So they trash the oil companies. They trash the food companies. They trash the farmers. But it's the Democrat Party, big Democrat, that is destroying America and the livelihood for average Americans in this country. And if they get their way, they're going to double, triple, quadruple down to a point that we can never return no matter what future elections show. Now let's look at something else here. The fundamentals of the United States. Why are we a great country and a great people? Why have we had prosperity and freedom? Because we believe in these principles. We believe in our founding. We believe in our founders. We believe in our history. The Democrat Party does not. All these people tearing down monuments, bringing pornography in our schools, they vote Democrat. I'll tell you that Democrats are deniers. They like to say we're election deniers, despite the fact that they denied the election in 2000, 2004, and 2016, and they're prepared to deny the next one, and in 2024, says Hillary. They're deniers. What do they deny? Individual liberty, private property rights, economic prosperity, the civil society, the rule of law. What else did the Democrats deny? Civil stability, economic predictability, national security. What else do they deny? The family, morality, and faith. Oh, they're deniers, all right. And they want to impose their radical agenda on we, the American people. And if we don't accept it, they berate us. Republican candidates, on the contrary, what do they want to do? They want to defend our country. We have fabulous candidates running for office. Vast majority of them are not establishment Republicans. They come from varying backgrounds and experiences, but they all agree on one thing. This country's in a hell of a bad way. And the only way to begin the process of stopping what's going on is to remove the people who've done this to you and to make sure other people who want to do more of this to you never set foot in the Capitol building. You, we, the American people, are a tremendous people. We are a patriotic people. We've saved the world multiple times from Marxism and fascism. You've sent your young boys and women off to war, and many of them have not come back to defend people and defend countries that we know nothing about. This is a great country, despite what Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Biden and the Democrat Party say about us. That's what this is election about. Liberty or tyranny? I say liberty.
Want to see more Mark Levin? Go to levintv.com and subscribe now.